So, Ovi, he did it. He finally did it. Man, I cannot believe it. Just trying to get my initial reaction after that craziness of a game. Man, chances back and forth. It was a lot of fun to watch for sure. A really entertaining Stanley Cup final and a really good series. 5 games, I thought it would honestly get to 7 or maybe even like 6 or something. I know that Vegas gave up a lot of penalties throughout the series. I didn't think it would be getting this bad, but hey, mistakes were made, but hey, they made the best season out of it that they possibly could have. It was really fun to watch. I think that Ovi finally has like 1,000-ton weight off of him. I thought it was good enough for him just to beat Pittsburgh, but nah, he took it like 2 steps farther and just beat Tampa and then took it all the way and just beat Vegas. Shocking, honestly. I really didn't know if he could do it. I said in the last episode, let's go Caps, and I meant it. Hey, I was giddy, even though I'm a Detroit Red Wings fan. I was super happy for Ovi to finally win his cup, He needed it. He really needed that cup. And I don't think he needed it to have a legacy or whatever, but I think it helps, And of course, everybody will have to stop saying, oh, Ovi's, he's not a winner. Yeah, he is. He always was, He had good teams around him always, but it's just hard, just by seeing his emotion after the game, man, you can tell the work that goes into winning these Stanley Cups. I mean, I'm not sure how Crosby did it twice in a row, man. It takes a lot out of you, I imagine, but that was so much fun to watch, man. I wanted to do some live stuff with it, but I ended up not doing it because I just wanted to watch the game. That was just so entertaining, just listening to the play-by-play and just listening to a Stanley Cup final is just like nothing else. There's nothing else like it, really. I mean, I liked how every single player, man, they couldn't describe it. It was just unbelievable, Everybody always dreams of winning the Stanley Cup, at least every hockey fan, of course. Every hockey kid, every hockey player, every hockey watcher, man, that thing is something else. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to talk about the playoffs a little bit, just to give my opinion on it. I mean, just in the first place, a lot of the series were fun to watch. Honestly, I would have hoped that maybe Vegas could have won it. I think that would have been amazing too, or at least just taking it to 7, just to see more games. Because I'm always the defender of, hey, make the season longer because I want to see more. I know the Detroit Red Wings kind of sucked, but that's okay. Every team has a downspout. I mean, you get 25 years of playoffs, you're gonna have a little bit of a little decline. But hey, I don't think it'll take us too long. I mean, at least I don't want to jinx us. I hope it doesn't take another 40 years, okay? Let's make that our next goal, to not make it 40 years, okay? Let's not pull the Washington Capitals, but hey, they won it. Hey, I will take that back because they did win it. They got it. That's crazy, man. I was just trying to see if I could, tell you how I'm feeling with Washington Capitals winning it. I mean, I think there were better teams in the playoffs than the Capitals, but hey, I thought Tampa was going to win it for sure. I said that in the last episode, and I jinxed them fully. And Ovechkin was said, nah, I don't care about your team. I don't care about that. I'm going to win. He's going to win. And he proved that, and it seemed like he was going to get it right after they came back and just beat him. After 3 games, it was like, okay, Tampa's going to make it. Okay, that's for sure win. Okay, Ovi's done. That's fine. You got past Pittsburgh. We'll give him, a participation trophy. Here, have that. That's great. You did awesome, dude. Nah, he wanted to go all the way. That was so much fun to watch. I mean, 4-3, man, that Lars Eller goal in the very end, it was so funny. They cut to Denmark, and he was the only Denmark, born player in the playoffs. Well, at least in the final, my bad. And he won it. That was crazy. That last goal, man. It was actually reminiscent of the '08 goal when Zetterberg shot it, and it bounced behind Fleury, right out, between his pads, and Zetterberg just kind of, he didn't knock him into it, but he fell back on it, and it just popped in the net. And there's nothing Fleury really could have done about that except for squeeze his thighs a little more, but that was so crazy. That actually, wow, that's so funny how that actually happened again. Man, he's got a lot of success behind him, but man, that sucked, man. I mean, of course, he saved the Vegas Golden Knights countless times in this playoffs. Oh my gosh. Without him, they would not have made it this far. They would have made it far. I think they would have made the playoffs, but because, I mean, they did it in the regular season without him for like half a season, so it wasn't all Fleury. It wasn't just one goaltender putting everybody on his back. You know, William Karlsson was there. It looked like he wasn't 100% though, because they didn't even play him in the empty net situation for like the first half of it. I don't know why. I mean, of course, if a player's not 100%, you don't want to play him. But hey, you get 40 goals in a season, man. You play that guy. You play that guy in your empty net situation. But no, I mean, I liked that final. That was great. A lot of Washington Capitals forecheck, a lot of good play throughout. A lot of good defensive play. They never really have been good at that. And everybody always said, oh, they have terrible defense. Oh, I was going to say, you don't have to have, you know, Tampa Bay Lightning level of defense where you have all good defensemen, and then, because then at that point, who takes the responsibility? Who takes it, you know? Is it Ryan McDonough? No, because apparently he's on the second line. Is it Victor Hedman? Maybe he did take a lot of responsibility, and he kind of flubbed it. So, not to say Victor Hedman shouldn't even be the Norris winner this year, because I think he probably will be, but you know, in the playoffs, man, it's hard. You know, of course, any team in this league has a chance to make it. You know, I mean, of course, the top 15, you know, that helps, obviously, because then you get playoffs, and then it's fun to watch, man. My mom actually said recently, like, man, those are still going on, and I was like, yeah, I'm liking it. I want it to keep going. I want to keep, like, honestly, if all the series could get to Game 7s, I'd be cool with that, because I mean, make it last longer, make the season last longer so we don't have to have this huge drought of no hockey. But yeah, my opinions on the playoffs overall, I think a lot of good matchups happened really early, like really early in the playoffs. I mean, Nashville and Winnipeg, my bad. I couldn't think of one for a second. Winnipeg, man, that was a good series. Man, I would have loved that to have been the final. Of course, they're in, you know, same division, so you can't really do that, but man, that would have been a fun final to watch. I did like how PK just randomly showed up. I know his brother's on the team, so it made sense, but it was so funny. I was like, man, that really sucks. You guys should have probably won the Stanley Cup this year, but I was rooting for him. I wanted Nashville to win for a bit there, but once they got knocked out by Winnipeg, I was like, okay, all right, who do I pick now? Okay, do I pick Steve Yzerman's team? Sure, they seem like they got it. I mean, they made a trade, and one of the stipulations was, hey, if we win the Stanley Cup, we'll give you a better pick. It's like, wow, you guys are a little cocky right now, aren't you? Aren't you? You're a little cocky? That's okay. I mean, hey, I'd be cocky too if I would have that good of a team behind me. But hey, they rested on their laurels, and they didn't work for it like Ovi did. And man, those reactions afterwards. Oh my gosh, he's screaming. I don't think I've ever actually seen, I don't know if that's like happened again. Ovi just took the cup like again and just raised it, and then everybody followed him, and they're all just clapping for him. They're like, you did it, you finally did it, you're going to the Hall of Fame for sure. You're going in it, and they know everybody will shut up finally about you not having a cup for some reason, even though you have like amazing stats. You're one of the best goal scorers to ever live. That's fine, though. You don't have a Stanley Cup, so you suck. It's like, no, what? That's crazy. Man, if I could get an Ovechkin jersey, that'd be great, because I don't know. I mean, yeah, when you see somebody lift the Stanley Cup, it just, you remember it. You know, of course, the players will remember that for the rest of their lives, but that was so much fun to just watch and see, you know, of course, you know, Gary Bettman got booed. That was really funny. He was like, I see you guys are really getting into the traditions of the NHL. That's good. But yeah, Vegas, man, they really pulled together as a city. That was so much fun to watch, you know, just to see after the horrific shooting, which really was ghastly. And I found out about that. I remember when I found out about that, I think it was actually working an event, and I was outside of Joe Louis Arena, excuse me, Little Caesars Arena, my bad. and I was in a bar, and I actually didn't hear about it at all beforehand, and I just saw the news, and I was like, whoa, what happened? And then after that, I saw, Vegas Strong, and I was like, wow, this means something, man. And it wasn't just some another ad campaign, and that was, I think, the best moment for me this season. And I know there's been a lot of great moments, but and honestly, from like a marketer's perspective, when they took all of the ads down on the boards and just put Vegas Strong, that was awesome to me. That was such a like, hey, we're with you, just us as people, as players. We're with you, and we're going to build a team, and we did, and we're going to make it, and we're going to get all the way to Stanley Cup Final somehow. But they did it, and I don't think they should be anyone mad, or Gerard Gallant should win the Jack Adams for sure. I mean, this team, I don't know if they were better than the Capitals. I don't think they were. Honestly, I didn't think they were better than a lot of teams, but they beat them, so go figure, right? Oh well, I think next season will be really different for most teams. Although I did keep an eye on the Combine. I was saying for a long time in my first episode that Detroit will take Quinn Hughes. I don't know. I think watching the NHL app with the Red Wings page, they are going really hardcore on Evan Bouchard. So maybe they'll take him, and I'm sure he'll play in the NHL just right out of the gate. I don't know if they'll play him like top two, but I mean, he's got the skill for it, so you might as well. I mean, give him as much time as you can. I mean, Vegas definitely proved that. If you give fourth liners first line minutes, they will make something out of it, and some of them are playing way over their heads, and maybe they'll bring it back down next season. But hey, if you're a Vegas fan, and I think I am too, I mean, I think in a lot of sports I have like secondary teams, because like, I know that's not really popular, but I'm not like a bandwagoner. I've just been kind of like, oh, this team's cool, I like them, I'll watch them too, or I'll have a little bit more favorable team to watch if I'm, I'm bored, or if they make the playoffs or something, like the Pistons. Actually, I'm not really that big of a basketball fan. Sorry, I know. I think that a lot of people really do like basketball. Me personally, I never really understood why it was so big. I don't really get it. I get like the player aspect of it, and honestly, I love the '04 Pistons. I love those guys. I mean, I got I think I was able to get like courtside seats one time, and of course I was like a little kid, so I had no idea who the heck these people were. But I saw Chauncey Billups, Rip, Big Ben, all these guys run out onto the court, and it was super cool. It was like, wow, these guys are huge, man. Those guys are terrifying. Wow, they're so big. Oh my god, But of course, when I was a little kid, I was sitting right next to the hoop and the net. Wow, the hoop. Wow, there you go. That's the extent of my basketball knowledge. It's the hoop, or the basket. There you go. There it is. There's the basket. No, and then of course they shoot fire out of the top of it, and it scares the crap out of me. So then we had to go out, and then we had to come back in because that was scary. That was very scary. But apparently I'm afraid of fire. What? That's so crazy. Who would be afraid of fire? That's me, apparently. So, the playoffs. Fun to watch. Ovi finally did it. Really happy for him. But you know what? Today, I think I'm going to go off a little bit off a tangent today. I kind of want to talk about something else besides hockey today. I kind of want to talk about My Hero Academia. I think that I've been watching it recently, and I know it's been out for a little while, but I don't know. I think it's like, I mean, of course I watch, back in the day I watched Dragon Ball Z, and honestly, like, rewatching that show now, like, Dragon Ball Z Kai was really cool because they, updated it, and they, made it look better, but honestly, a lot of the old episodes of Dragon Ball Z, I mean, of course, that whole, like, funny joke of, like, oh, they take 7 episodes to power up, and then they take 1 episode to fight. I'm like, well, yeah, but people were there for the fights. I mean, come on. they were there for the fights. I mean, come on. I really liked watching, you know, Cell versus Goku, or Goku versus Frieza, or Vegeta versus Goku. Man, Goku's in a lot of fights. I don't know. I kind of want Vegeta to win a fight finally, man. I really want him to win a fight. I thought he was going to do it in Resurrection F, but then of course they had to take it away from him, but oh well. But anyways, yeah, I've watched, you know, Naruto. I never really got into One Piece. I'm trying to get into that now. Same thing with Full Metal Alchemist. I'm reading the manga right now. I watched a little bit of the original show, and now I'm watching Brotherhood, which I've been explained to now that is the, like, closer to the books. So I'm learning. If anybody wants to teach me more about that, feel free. But I'm still learning. So same thing with, you know, a lot of different shows like Tokyo Ghoul. Attack on Titan, I watched first and second season of that. That's great. Although I don't really like the ending of season 2. It seemed a little... I mean, the show was so realistic. Of course, there's, you know, giant titans running around, which is not very realistic. But, I don't know. It seemed very, like, real. Like, very rigid and very grounded. Like, okay, you know, they have to survive. You know, anybody could die at any moment, or at least get injured. I think that... yeah, Attack on Titan 2 is really, really good. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, the second season was really good. And then, like, it's like, oh, wait, like, a lot of time for another season. I'm like, okay. I mean, it's almost... all right, let me... sorry, another quick tangent. Like, Telltale games. It's like, when you release them in one-part episodes, and then you wait, like, 2 months to release the next one... like, the hype for it dies down almost immediately. Of course, you know, a bunch of YouTubers like Jacksepticeye, Game Grumps, Markiplier, those are my 3 faves, by the way. They come in and they'll play the first episode, and they almost forget what the heck had happened. But anyways, sorry, Telltale. I love the games. I love the first Walking Dead game. Walking Dead Season 2 was okay. It just felt like nostalgia, but also here's some new characters that will not survive at all. And Season 3 was pretty good. I don't know, Season 3 was like, eh. And then that new one, yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know. I'm sure they'll do more stuff with Clementine and everything, and that'd be cool. I mean, it was so funny when I played the one with Javi. I can't remember which one that was. I'm sure I'm just blanking right now. But I always sided with Clementine, even though... like, in the story, it's set up that you are supposed to work with your family. You know, like your niece, nephew. I mean, she's your girlfriend pretty much, but she's like your ex-husband's girlfriend. And then for some reason, you're like, I got the hots for you. Let's go on vacation. She's like, of course, Javi, I would love to go with you. And it's like, what? Aren't you married, man? I know he's kind of an asshole, but... you know, just be like, hey, your brother was kind of hitting on me. Maybe tell him to stop that. Nah, it's fine. But yeah, no, I would just side with Clementine all the time because she's a badass. So, yeah, no, that was fun. I like Telltale a lot. The Batman games I didn't really play. The Borderlands one I didn't play either. Man. Oh, I played Wolf Among Us. That was fun. That was a weird take on it, too. Because I feel like they do that now with, I think, Once Upon a Time, is it? But I feel like they should go grittier with that show, you know? There's all kinds of light-hearted stuff from Disney characters, but I think they should go, like, darker with Disney. You know, like how Marvel, they should go darker. I don't know. I think like, Captain America Winter Soldier was, like, the darkest they'll go. And then Civil War was, like... super dark. Like, they got away with that, man. Like, they got away with, like, sorry, spoilers. Like, they showed how, like, Tony Stark's parents died, and then who killed them, and then he's like, I'm pissed. And he goes to kill, you know, Winter Soldier, and he almost succeeds, and then Cap has to kick the crap out of him. And, yeah, no, I go on a tangent all day about Marvel movies. Oh, my God, dude, Marvel movies. Everybody's like, oh, I'm getting burnt out on them. Oh, I'm getting so burnt out. Are you, though? Are you really? Are you sure? I mean, they added Spider-Man, and now they might just add in Wolverine because, hey, Disney has money. That's awesome. You know, because I think Hugh Jackman said, hey, if I could, like, be with Iron Man, I'll come back. Sure. I know I died in Logan, but... Oh, sorry, spoilers. Oh, man. I hope you don't get mad at me at that one. I'm sorry. I pulled a spoiler owl. My bad. But anyways, yeah, Hugh Jackman maybe would come back. That'd be cool. I would love to have that. Because Tom Hardy's, for some reason, Venom. They killed it with Tom Holland. You know, he's a great Spider-Man. So that was cool. I mean, honestly, all the Marvel cast is pretty good. I mean, they pretty much portray the characters as well as you can. Because, I mean, I don't know. Comics, like, of course there's source material to go off of, and there's such a crutch of, like, well, it's in the comics, so, you know, it has to happen. I'm like, does it, though? I mean, screenwriters are pretty good, you know? They can write up stuff. I mean, Infinity War was based on a comic, but, I mean, they changed it up, and they made it great. And I think it really felt like a part one. It really felt like a part one. Although it had a good twist ending at the end. That was great. I'm not going to spoil it, because it actually is still in theaters, and it's still making crazy money. I don't know. I love that, too. Like, I'll dabble into the Solo toxicity. I'll even, like, leave a little marker here of, like, if you don't even want to talk about Solo. Oh my god, Solo. I haven't even seen it, and I knew I wasn't going to see it, because it's like, I don't know, why would we want to watch that? You know, I mean, I went to go see Rogue One because it was something different, and they're not going to ruin anything with that, but it's like, I don't know, I mean, just do something different. Or, you know, I think another one of my favorite YouTube channels, Beyond the Trailer, that was a great... She did a really good piece on that, where it was like, why do you splitting up these original trilogy characters? They work better as a whole, you know? And I think me touching on comics, I think it was a real big mistake to get rid of those novels as canon, because... I mean, there's some, like, really cool stuff in there. I mean, you know, if you really wanted to kill off the original characters like they did for some reason, I don't know why, you know, like, those guys are really cool. I mean, I know they're older and whatever, and oh, darn, but I don't know, if you gave us, like Grace said from Beyond the Trailer, if you gave us one good Luke Skywalker action scene, like, really good, like, let him cut loose, like, almost kill Kylo Ren, I think all of us would have just shut up, and we would have gone on our Star Wars corners and just been like, that was amazing. But all we got was him drinking blue milk, and he vanished. So, yeah, that was not good. But I mean, the books, man, I really haven't read a lot of them, but what I've, like, seen so far, I mean, how you kill Chewbacca in one of them is seriously, he's so amazing and so strong that you take a moon and that is how you kill him. Seriously, he's on the base of a planet and he's saving people and he's getting them off the planet, and he's like, I have to go out, I can't, you know, I have to stay, you know, I have to save these people. And then, like, how they kill Chewbacca is they drop a moon on top of the planet where he's standing, and then just crushes them, and it's like, wow, what an awesome death. I mean, he saves people, and then he gets crushed by a moon. You know what I mean? And then Han Solo dies with a little wimpy, I turned on my lightsaber. I'm like, what? Like, Han Solo would not go out like that. That just seems like such a wimpy death. I don't know. And then Luke disappearing, that was cool, but it was like, it didn't have like a oh, let's set these guys on a good path, or you know, and even, like, you even mess with Kylo a little more, you know? So I think that whole toxicity of that movie, I think Force Awakens is okay. You know, everybody's like, oh, it's shit. I'm like, it's not that bad. I don't know. I think it's way better than The Last Jedi. I mean, The Last Jedi had some cool parts. Basically, the only cool part in it was, like, when Kylo and Rey fought together to fight those Red Army guys. Praetorian Guards. That's what it was. Yeah, wow. Of course. I can't remember, like, real people's names when I can remember a guard in The Last Jedi. So, go figure. But, no, that was such a cool part because you had lightsaber battles, you know? So, anyway, so Solo. I mean, everybody's like, oh, it's a failure. Oh, it's a failure. It sucks. I'm like, I don't know. They didn't really advertise it very well. I don't know. I mean, everybody knew about it, but they knew about the bad parts of it. And I swear, that whole, like, thing with the I can't remember what her name was, but the girl who played Rose Tika in the Last Jedi. I don't know. I mean, she's nice. You know, like, why is everybody going after her, man? I know that, like, toxicity is a thing, and I understand that, but I will say, though, if I do, like, continue this show, I will not go very negative on people. I won't badger people. I won't go after somebody, because, you know, having to delete your social media because you're just tired of it, you're just tired of people yelling at you or berating you, that's just stupid. It's just a movie, guys. Like, I mean, obviously, you know, if I'm like a mega fan of something and somebody messes with it, you know, that would suck, you know, I mean, but I wouldn't, like, go after them, like, with a fire and a passion, like, that some of these people are going after. Of course, you know, the internet's a weird place, and, you know, if I ever get, you know, a cool community that I can talk to, and honestly, man, it would just be, you know, kind of a no worries kind of a deal, you know, like, it's, hey, guys, how you doing, you know, not this toxicity, man, not this whole toxicity market where it's like, man, there's so many people just crapping on this movie, and it's like, dude, we're getting Star Wars movies, you know, it's cool, you know, I mean, I don't know, I'm not gonna go see it, I don't have to see every one, and not everybody has to see every one, but, I mean, there was such a long drought, you know what I mean, we were finally getting some cool Star Wars movies, and sure, they may not be the best, but they're definitely better than the prequels. I mean, they're definitely better than those, but honestly, even the prequels, for me, I like them. I don't know. Not everybody likes them and whatever, and I understand that. Not a lot of people like them, actually. But I don't know. I like parts of them, you know? Like, you can like parts of a movie. Like, you know, like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, even, like, the third one, like, the Revenge of the Sith. Like, that whole battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin. I mean, you think people would be excited about that one. Like, you think they would be, because, you know, the fight in A New Hope was kind of lackluster. They kind of just smacked their lightsabers a couple times, and then he just kind of stood there, and he did give, like, a really cool, like, symbol for Luke to go on, but other than that, I mean, he just kind of, you know, a couple swipes. But then, you know, you get, like, a full action scene, and then they hop around, they use the Force, you know, like, and then there's a cool climactic end, which was really funny. I mean, that made a meme of its own. Like, I have the high ground. I love that one, by the way. But no, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think, but yeah. Anyways, sorry, longest tangent ever. Solo. I don't know if it's good. I probably will see it at some point. If anybody wants me to review it, I'll do it. I'll go see it. I don't know. I mean, I would rather review, like, Deadpool 2 or Infinity War, like, movies I went and saw and I really enjoyed. Or even movies that are, like, off the wall. Like, I don't know. I just recently watched Spaceballs, too. That was really funny. I liked the one, like, the fight at the end, when he loses the Schwartz ring. Yeah, I don't know how that movie came out now. It'd have to go, like, straight to Netflix, man. It was such a weird movie. But then he goes like, "You fallen for the biggest trick in the book! What a goof! What's with you, man?" You know? That's really funny. I like that part a lot. But no, yeah, I like that part. I like that part a lot. Because then he goes like, "You have the Schwartz within you." And he's like, "I do? No way!" It's like, yeah, you saw the Star Wars movies, didn't you? I don't know. It was weird, too. There's no, like, Luke in that movie. It just seemed like there was just Han and Leia. And then, of course, Chewie and the female C3PO, my bad. Anyways, yeah, Solo. I don't know. I don't really like the toxicity. Just go watch the movie. You don't like it, cool. You know, just say that all you want. Like, you can say the movie's garbage, but don't make fun of the people who made it. Don't make fun of the, you know, the actors. Just, you know, if they they messed it up or they had bad acting during the movie, then just point that out. Be like, hey, critique their work or something, you know? Or if they mess with the lore, like, hey, this doesn't line up, or hey, what happened to this, or what happened to the Knights of Ren, or what, you know, I know you don't want to appease every theory, but hey, man, you know, listen to the community. We want something cool for Rey's parents, and of course that, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's fine that, you know, like, it wasn't that big of a deal of a reveal, but then, like, it was so weird. Like, Rian Johnson, the guy who actually, directed The Last Jedi, was like, "It's on par with the I Am Your Father." I'm like, what do you mean? I even said that to my mom, and she's like, I saw The Last Jedi. No, it's not. It's not even close. Like, nobody's gonna go out of there and say, my parents were rats, or they were junkers. It's like, what? What are you talking about? No, nobody's caring. Nobody's caring that much about this movie. I mean, honestly, I thought it was pretty cool, but I walked out of the movie, like, more disappointed than happy, you know? So I was like, alright, I didn't get anything out of this. Oh well. I didn't go see it again. I didn't even try to go see it again. I didn't even want to. So, I don't know. It made money. Who cares? You know, that's what Disney cares about. And that's fine. That's totally fine. Like, hey, you want your movies to make money. You know, Avatar, the first one, like the Blue Alien one, that was not that good of a movie. Like, I'm sorry, it just wasn't. It was cool to look at. I mean, if you saw that thing in IMAX, I mean, that was worth the price of admission alone, just to see, like, where, like, movies and CGI and effects were at the time. Man, it was super cool. I mean, and I can see why it made, you know, that much money. Titanic, no idea. I have no idea how that movie made so much money. I mean, of course, you know, the ship breaking apart was pretty cool and a lot. For some reason, people want to see that. I mean, that's so weird to me that, like, you want to watch a boat break in half and, like, all these people just die. I do like, one of my other favorite YouTubers, I really like, if you ever want to check him out, too, like, JonTron. I know he's not, like, a small YouTuber by any means, but, you know, his video on the cartoon version of that, oh my gosh, that was so funny. And, like, just the reactions of, like, a cartoon character to a boat just sinking. That was so funny. But anyways, sorry, I was talking about My Hero Academia and I just went on a solo tangent. But I don't know. I think My Hero Academia is shaping up to be, honestly, not one of the, one of the big four. Kind of like how back in the day it was like, you know, it was Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, and Bleach, you know, and that was, you know, the three that I knew. I didn't really watch Bleach or One Piece. I might get a little flack for that. I honestly have never really watched them in the first place. I mean, One Piece I've been trying to catch up now, but just trying to watch that show, like, to catch up on that, oh my gosh, there's like 600 episodes. It's not like Netflix where you can just catch up, you know, in the matter of like an hour or two. You know, I mean, you can't really catch up in like an hour or two, like those kinds of shows that have just been going on for so long. But yeah, My Hero Academia, dude, it's really good so far. I've been reading like the chapters. I'm up to date on that. I think it's on like chapter 186, and like the fights in there, I want to see so bad. But like I have Verve, and I've been watching the episodes so far, and man, they're so good. Like, I don't know. I mean, it felt like nostalgic kind of Dragon Ball Z kind of fights, but they're more creative. Like, they use their quirks in different ways. And if you don't know what My Hero Academia is, it's a show where basically like a normal human society gets superpowers, and they kind of vary between like, oh, they'll turn into a dog, or they'll, you know, get super strength, or, you know, or something off the wall, like, you know, they can talk to animals, or they'll get earphone jacks and they can use them to like plug into walls and they can listen in on them or something, or, you know, just something off the wall like that. And it's super cool. Or like one of my favorite characters, Bakugo. I know he's super, like, honestly, I thought, like, when the first part of it started, I thought he was just going to be the villain. Like, he seemed like the rival that would become the villain, but he just ended up being a normal hero, which is good. I mean, he's got really cool powers. He sweats nitroglycerin, and he can heat it up and make an explosion out of it, and he gets really creative with it, and it's just so much fun to watch these characters who have their own little personalities. You know, honestly, when you watch, like, Dragon Ball Z, I'm going to compare the two a lot because they really have a lot of similarities, like, a lot of similarities. But, I mean, when you watch Dragon Ball Z, you know, every character did have their own, like, backstory and everything else because they had so much time and so many episodes to flesh them out because they've, you know... Because I remember the guy who made Dragon Ball Z, sorry, I cannot remember his name, I apologize, I'll probably look it up later. But he wanted to stop at Frieza Saga, which, I don't know. I don't think Dragon Ball Z would have been as big if he had stopped there, because you wouldn't have had a lot to work on. And, of course, you know, some animes need to end, of course, and I think Dragon Ball Z Super was great, but, I don't know. I mean, it was really cool, and it kept adding a lot of new power-ups to Goku and Vegeta, and, like Ultra Instinct mode is pretty cool. I don't know. It looks pretty cool. It just seems so, like, alright, now Goku's a little too untouchable. I don't know. I mean, you got to have weaknesses to your heroes. I mean, okay, let's say for example, like for My Hero Academia, you have All Might. So really, he seemingly has no weakness. But you know, and then you flesh out his character, and then you get more in depth with him about, you know, his powers being limited because of his injury, or you know that he can pass it on. You know, and if you guys want to watch it, or if you're already watching it, cool. I mean, I will, you know, maybe I'll do a little cutoff right here. Like, hey, I will spoil the crap out of this show. You know, not reading into the manga part, because not a lot of people do that. They just watch the show. But yeah, I'll just kind of leave a little spoiler here. Done? Okay. So I think that, like, after All Might, you know, loses, you know, a lot of his strength, you know, Midoriya really, you know, he's starting to pick it up. You know, I'm glad he's really, you know, progressing, and he's not breaking every limb, because I did, my girlfriend now, she's getting into it, and she's kind of getting annoyed that he breaks his bones every single time, because it's like, it's not really practical, you know, but I get it. I mean, I get it. I mean, I just don't really, I think that, like, it was cool because it's, you know, a really good progression of his powers. It's not like Goku where it's just he invisibly gets stronger, and then, you know, because I mean, there is some episodes to where they, you know, dedicate to where they'll train Goku up, or they'll get him, you know, working. But I don't know. I think like Midoriya, you know, he'll break his bones in the start. And then, you know, after that, he gets 5%, and then he, you know, he can move around a lot faster. He can hit with 5% and not break his bones. And then, you know, he's starting to get towards like kind of like 20%. But yeah, no, I mean, it's cool so far. You know, I mean, the fights are just great because they're not super spaced out that far off. Like even like, you know, like in the first season, the USJ incident, like it was cool because, like, you know, it seemed like it started off like, oh, you know, this show hasn't had crazy a lot of action so far, so let's, you know, let's throw like 4 episodes of action at people, and let's just go crazy, you know, let's have everybody use their quirks to the best of their abilities, and let's just learn about every single person. A little more about Sue, because she's cool. I like Sue a lot. And you learn about Aizawa as well. He's really cool. I don't know, he reminds me a lot of Kakashi, so I'm kind of like a little favorable to him. Kakashi from Naruto, obviously. I don't know if anybody has not watched Naruto yet. I don't know, it seems like it's not like a prerequisite that you watch like a certain anime. Like, who cares? You know, you like what you like, of course. But yeah, Aizawa, he's really cool. Like, you get to see him actually, you know, flesh out his powers. Not his personality, but his powers, you know? Like in Dragon Ball Z, Goku would always just flesh out his powers, and then, you know, you never really learn much about Goku, honestly. His best friend's Krillin, his wife is Chi-Chi, he has kids, and he wants to get stronger and beat the best person in the universe, I think? Like, I'm sure there's more character development to Goku than that, I would hope. I mean, Vegeta, he wants to, he's pride, you know, he's the prince of all Saiyans, he wants to be the best of the Saiyans, and he wants to be the best. That's kind of the same, but he has more backstory, you know, and then Midoriya has a lot to his mom, you know, not even wanting him to be in UA anymore, because of all the injuries and all the stuff that he's having happen to him with all the villains attacking in the different incidents. But we're now getting into the Kamino incident, which is super cool, because that's like the big fight between All for One and One for All. So it's kind of, you know, All Might versus All for One, and that fight's going to be sick. It's so sad though. Okay, another spoiler. I'm sorry. Right here. Click away, or at least skipped like a minute. Okay, cool. Like, All Might loses his power, and it's so crazy because it's like, then it's like, you know, it seeds up. It's like, okay, All Might's done. You know, he's done now. And it sucks because I really like All Might as a character. But anyways, yeah, so that's like a big turning point, and then you have to, you know, go from there, right? Who's the #1 hero now? But who knows? I mean, Endeavor's doing pretty good, but anyways. So, yeah, My Hero Academia right now, it's really good so far. I I mean, the manga right now online, it's super good. It's super good. It's not slow ever. There's always introducing new characters, new powers, new enemies, new side enemies, not like, a big overarching one. I mean, of course, in Dragon Ball Z you had, Frieza, Cell, and Boo. You had Frieza, Cell, and Boo, but I think that, you had some build up to them, and you had some side villains and everything, but I don't know. I mean, Dragon Ball Z, looking back on it, they had so many episodes where they just wasted time. Like, I don't understand. Like, I know being an animator and a visuals guy and everything is super hard to do fights. I mean, if anything, if you want to learn how hard it is to actually animate the beginning of a show and do it quick and have a lot of episodes ready, that would be watching the first couple episodes of Dragon Ball Super, like, very slow. I always love that little, like, oh, this animation's terrible. If you slow it down, it, like, Goku's face looks like a couple of scribble lines. That was super funny. But, I mean, I didn't even fault him for it, because it's like, man, we have more Dragon Ball, man. I'm not even mad. I wasn't even mad at all that we just finally had more Dragon Ball. But, yeah, no. But yeah, My Hero Academia, really good. I just wanted to touch on that and just kind of give you a basis of what I'm into when it comes to, like, anime and stuff. I mean, of course, like, Naruto is a really big one for me. Dragon Ball Z is super big still. Like, I have a bunch of figures. Pokemon, I know Pokemon is like a whole nother episode. I'll do a Pokemon gifted episode, like dedicated episode. I'll do it on Pokemon. Like from, the new games coming out. It's kind of like maybe a commercial for the next episode. I'll do Pokemon, a little bit more of anime, and maybe some hockey again, I will say how I describe my personality is I'm a sports nut, but I'm also a nerd. Like, you kind of have this weird mix of, like, I'm sporty, but I also like nerdy stuff, or, like pop culture stuff, as people like to call it now. I go to Comic-Cons, but I also go to hockey games, and I will enjoy them a lot, or I go to baseball games, and they're pretty fun. Never been to a football game, though. That I want to do, and I will encourage you to tell me how it is to go to an actual, like, football game in the comments below, because, I mean, I don't know. It seems cool. I mean, like, the atmosphere seems, like, really cool. Just like a baseball game. Like, the game is pretty fun to watch, and same thing with football. That'd be fun to watch, like, people really let loose and hit each other and run fast and, catch the ball, and it's really exciting, every little play. But, I don't know, hockey, when you watch it on TV, like, every goal is exciting, but when you're there, every shot, every pass, everything is exciting, because it's, anything can lead to a goal. It's not like, basketball where, okay, the guy's going to miss maybe, or he should make it. Okay, he made it. Cool. That's 2 more points. Okay, now go do it again. Okay, now do it like a million more times. Like, it wasn't even like I feel like, because I remember somebody saying when I was at work, we were watching the Cavs and Warriors play, and he's like, man, let's turn this crap off. I only watched the last 5 minutes. I was like, you do? You only watched the last 5 minutes of basketball? Wouldn't that kind of be stupid? Like, wouldn't that just... But he's like, no, that's the most exciting part, because up to that point, they've just been accumulating points, and then at some point, they'll be tied again. It's not like every game is a blowout, 126 to 103, which, by the way, is crazy to me that that's a score in a game. Oh my gosh, 126 points, man. That's a lot of not excitement for me. I don't know. I'm a very low-scoring kind of sports watcher for sure. Hockey's, really big example of that. I mean, it's a big deal whenever they get like 10 goals. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. But anyways, but yeah, my next episode will probably be a little more, I'll do a Pokemon kind of episode, talk about, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go, Eevee. Those look pretty good games, but yeah, I'll do a little bit of a thing on those. And I also got 2 new Switch games as well, so I'll talk a little bit about those. And then I'll just do a little more of a little bit different stuff. I want to touch on hockey in pretty much every episode I do, because I want it to kind of be a little bit of a focus of mine. But just wanted to give you an update. But I hope you enjoyed the episode, and still not sure what I'm going to call these podcasts. I'm still figuring that out, but I hope you enjoyed anyways. Thank you very much, and have a great day.